You'll see when fans enter the game, they feel like they're a part of something cool and fun and unique and different, and they're doing it in this 100-year-old place. And that's kind of the beauty of what I think Banana Land is.
Savannah, Georgia is a city dripping with history. The first planned city in the United States, played a key role in both the Revolutionary and Civil War. And that history, it extends here to Grayson Stadium, where people in Savannah have been playing baseball since 1926. This 99-year-old ballpark is as old school as it gets, but on the inside, the baseball is as new school as can be. You might have heard of the Savannah Bananas. They call them the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They play right here in this 99-year-old stadium. Let's go take a look. I'm Dan Gartland, Sports Illustrated staff writer, here with Jared Orton, president of the Savannah Bananas. We're at historic Grayson Stadium. Jared, I gotta say, it's a really amazing place, just seeing all the improvements that have been made here.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the ballpark?
Yeah, I mean, where we're standing right here, baseball has been played for like 100 years, almost 100 years, and all the greats have come through here, the Jackie Robinsons, the Babe Ruths, the Ted Williams, the Hank Aaron's, the Dale Murphys, like literally for 100 years, baseball has existed here. But this structure has changed over many, many times. I mean, you know, it was originally built in 1926, and then like that thing fell down, and so we're kind of using some of the, you know, more modern, I guess you would, 1941 structures, and of course we've tried to modernize it as well, but it is a historic place, big landmark, and really just a piece of character into the city of Savannah.
And it's amazing, I think part of the reason we wanted to come here is you have this 99-year-old ballpark, and then as old school as it gets, and then the baseball as new school as it gets. That dichotomy is so much fun.
That's it. You know, we don't have the modern amenities. You know, we don't have the luxury suites. We don't have the clubs. We don't have the, you know, you're not going to get steak and lobster here tonight by any means, but what we lack in that, we feel like we make up in fun and experience. And you know, you'll see when fans enter the game, they feel like they're a part of something cool and fun and unique and different, and they're doing it in this 100-year-old place. And that's kind of the beauty of what I think Banana Land is.
Grayson Stadium's story is one of survival. Since the stadium was built in 1926, natural disasters, war, racism, and the evolution of the minor leagues have all at times brought baseball to a halt at Grayson. But 99 years later, the ballpark is drawing more eyeballs than it ever has, thanks to the wacky team that calls it home.
It's amazing to walk around here and see, you know, we're standing on this brand new turf field, right? You have new stands over there, new in the outfield as well. All of the improvements made to this ballpark to keep it, you know, it is old, but you've renovated it and made so many improvements to keep it alive. It's interesting to think about what this place might look like if the Bananas didn't become the kind of phenomenon that they are.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I remember when we remodeled these areas over here, I mean, the layers of paint, the red, the yellow, the blue, the green, it was crazy. Just, you know, so much had been done over the years, and we were able to work with the city and kind of strip it back down to its original spot. But yeah, so much had just kind of been left to its own devices. In a place like this, I mean, not many more years can a place like this stand up without the proper care and things that actually, you know, keep a place standing. And so while we've kept the historic nature of, you know, the brick, the benches, the entryways, the gates, things like that, we've been able to kind of modernize some of these areas and add seating elements and party areas and, you know, standing room only. We do have a little small air-conditioned space, you know, for a couple hundred people. But that's what it's been about, is, you know, how do we celebrate the history but also bring people kind of a modern sports and entertainment experience.
And I think the thing that I think people might be surprised, given you're playing now in these enormous stadiums here, it was 4,000, you expanded to 5, and you know the size of it. So I have to ask, and what keeps you coming back to Savannah?
Yeah, you know, you'll meet people every night in all these places. I met them in Clemson, we'll meet them in Boston, we'll meet them in California, we'll meet them everywhere. And the phrase that they'll say is, I can't wait to see it in Savannah. I gotta come see it in Savannah. And I think that's part of, you know, it started here obviously, but you know, this is a great place to visit and enjoy and see the downtown and the river and the beach and all that stuff. But I think there's something romantic about people wanting to see it in the place.
Yeah.
And, this is a place where our players can get out and meet people and say hello and sign autographs. And, I mean, you're literally right on top of all the action every single night.
Yeah.
And so, that's what we're able to do. But obviously we want to play in front of as many people as possible. But we are able to create engagement and relationships here that I don't think you probably get anywhere else in sports.
It's special. Do you think fans, when they come here, are they aware of that? I mean, you try to embrace the history. We went through the concourse earlier where they have all those posters and stuff. Is that important to you? Is trying to embrace the history of the place?
It is. We've if you look out here, we've taken down all the advertising. We don't do any advertising here in the park. We've done the timeline. We've done the history. We've talked about the players. It's named historic Grayson Stadium, and so while we don't go so heavy into that, we don't have a museum or the artifacts like some of the great stadiums have, but we're still able to say there's both. Both can exist. We don't totally bleach the history where it's just modern everything, but people expect those types of 21st century experiences.
The Bananas are a big deal now, selling out games in MLB ballparks and even NFL and college football stadiums. But they still call Savannah home, and they've invested in improvements to Grayson Stadium to help preserve this historic park. The Bananas brand of baseball may be avant-garde, but it's impossible to go to Grayson Stadium and not feel the ballpark's history.
If we look back toward that manual scoreboard,
Yeah.
that's a thing not a lot of ballparks have these days. That's a special edition here.
Yep. I don't know when that got installed, but quite literally, I would, trust you to go back there. I mean, it's literally pieces of sheet metal.
Yep, we were
that
back
you're
there earlier.
jamming in the back of the
scene.
thing. If we get a no-hitter, by the way, we run out of zeros.
Oh, really?
So, I don't even know who makes the who makes the numbers. But yeah, it's manual scoreboard and just adds to that nostalgia effect.
Yeah, and then we see here the timeline of all the teams that have played here. And then the Bananas all the way at the end. Yeah, it's this, like you said, this place has been Savannah's home of baseball for so long.
Yeah.
And then that was at risk when the Sand Gnats left, and then here come the Bananas to keep it alive.
It was. I mean, the South Atlantic League, was founded right down the street at the DeSoto Hotel, and again, all the greats have come through here. But as you went along in time, if you look back at the pictures, I mean, this stadium was originally supposed to have tens of thousands of people come to it. Of course, back when entertainment wasn't as, watered down as it was now, where you have so many opportunities. I mean, this was the place.
Right.
Over time, they actually started kind of taking things down and ripping out seats. And honestly, it became to a point where only a couple hundred fans were coming to the game.
Yeah.
And, comes to the question, is it the stadium? Is it the team? Is it the city? What is it? What is it? What is it? And the team leaves and no longer.
Yeah.
And so when it got condensed to only a couple thousand people, we've had to come back in and, the demand has grown and try to build it to 3,000 and 4,000 and, ultimately 5,000 so far. And man, I wish we had 10,000 seats. Like that would be incredible.
Yeah.
But maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I mean, you're adding to them, right? These are new here. This party porch area looks great. We were up there earlier.
Yep.
Looks like a great place to catch a game, and you have similar these new stands over there. Yeah, you're making all kinds of improvements. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been great.
But on the other hand, so these are all new.
Yep.
These are really old.
That's it.
These original bleachers, I think, are really cool. We got some close-ups of them earlier. Those have been there right since the 40s.
Yeah, 1941. General Grayson kind of puts a team together and a committee together and says, we got to build a new ballpark. You got to rebuild the ballpark. And the Works in Progress Administration gets it together. And a lot of stadiums in this area in the southeast and some other smaller towns have very similar looking stadiums in those 1940 time period. Then this thing called a war breaks out, and literally they had to stop building the stadium right there.
Wow.
And when we were doing some renovations over here, we actually found some of the footers that would have been the rest of the stadium.
That's incredible.
And all the employee, all the labor and all the steel and all the supplies go to the war effort.
Yeah.
And we get half a stadium.
So I was actually here, I was about 13 years old.
Yeah.
I came to a Sand Gnats game with my family.
Yeah.
And I remember being struck by those bleachers and by the fans up above, the ceiling fan. It's like you can just imagine somebody in the 40s sitting there in their seersucker suit, wearing a top, a fedora, smoking a cigar. It's even though the space has changed so much, that has remained the same, and you really get to embrace that history.
Yeah, you do. if you, we were walking in the concourse when we were doing some renovations, I guess this past year, and we ripped off a piece of plywood, and these beautiful windows came right in front of us. And we realized this was most likely the original office.
Oh, wow.
You know, where the general manager and the, you know, operations person probably set up shop and were counting cash, you know, and selling tickets out the window. And we found stuff in the rafters. We found, you know, old ticket signs and old beer cans, and we found an all-star game program one time, and we just found these things, literally this kind of living, breathing history museum. And, you know, I always tell people, you know, imagine those people in 1940s telling them we're going to be playing this game called Banana Ball, you know, with crazy lights and a video board and a 2-hour time limit. And, you know, if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. They would probably lose their minds and run us out of town. But hopefully people support it now.
It's fun that as long as this place has been here, you're still finding new wrinkles to discover new things about it. That's fantastic.
You know, the beauty of seeing this fun thing happen where you can be with people that you love and be with people that you enjoy and bring people together, that's what a stadium can really do.